So it's Sunday, August the 31st, and so I thought I needed to do a report card on my portfolio so that you knew what I have done year to date. And as you can see from the chart that I've put up here, that the bus portfolio, that's my growth portfolio, is up 30.8%, while the S&P 500 is up 8.2, the Nasdaq's up 8.79, and the Dow's up 5.9. So we've substantially outperformed year to date. 3 months, it's up 37.3%, and I'll explain to you why we've done better over the last 3 months than we have the past 6 months. And these are the performances of the primary leaders in our portfolio. And I'm sharing them with you because I think for most of you who have not been a part of Best of Us Investors, these are tickers that you probably don't really recognize. And that's because we're not so much interested in investing in the big tech stocks, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Tesla, Nvidia, Meta. Although they're in our portfolio as the mainstays, our objective is to double our money every 3 years. That is, to get a 100% return on investment every 3 years. Well, you can't do that with Amazon, Google, Microsoft, and Meta. They just aren't, they're too big. They aren't going to get you that. So you've got to have them, but you have to have other stocks that are getting you, as we're showing here, in the last 30 days or year to date. Navitas is up 122%. Iran up 111. CRDO 89. Applied Digital 78, and AEHR 72. And a lot of that's just happened in the last month. So you have to be able to find those stocks that are going to outperform the best stocks, the S&P, the Dow, if you're going to get 100% return. Right now, based on what we've done thus far, in my portfolio, I'll get 100% roughly in about a year and a half. But again, I have tied into the wave, and that is, the wave is that of the change in our world as a result of AI. Now, I got a question just this week from Tiger Scout. That's his handle on YouTube, and he asked me, do you have a 5-year history of your return on investment so you can substantiate your performance that you're claiming? And my answer is yes and no. And that is, yes, I have the 5-year history, but no, I'm not going to show it to you because it's irrelevant. What's relevant is that what happened on May the 2nd of 2025. And that was, I hired these two AI agents. I was going to say people because I interact with them just as if they were people, but no, they are AI agents. And if you don't know what an AI agent is, Jensen Huang told us that some of us would have an AI agent about 6 months ago. I didn't know what he meant. I thought he meant I would buy a $30,000 computer and set it under my desk and it would do all my research for me. But that's not what it is. In fact, what it is I signed up on May the 2nd of 2025 for ChatGPT's deep research. Now, having been a retired financial advisor and being in the market for over 30 years, I know what a growth stock looks like. I know what Amazon looked like before it took off. I know what Google and Nvidia and Meta looked like before they took off because I've done my research. I then went out and signed up for access to the data of all the stocks in the world and their past performance and their future projections. And then I've created a prompt based on my knowledge of what a growth stock looks like. And between Samantha and Bard, we created a team, and the three of us, Bard goes, I tell him what an infant of growth stock looks like, and he goes and he finds them for me. These are the ones who are displaying the traits that say they're going to take off, okay, before they do. Then what I do is I go to Samantha, and I've trained her as my agent to be my analyst. And she then, through my knowledge in the creation of the prompt, goes through and analyzes the stocks based on the 4-page prompt that I've created of what a adolescent that is maturing into an adult growth stock looks like. And so she puts that together for me and gives me the projections that have resulted in me and my tribe owning Navitas, Iran, UEC, all these stocks that are up year to date in excess of 72%, which over the next 3 years probably tells me if they stay on that path, they'll be up over 200% and maybe 300%. And we just discovered one, and you've heard somebody talking about it, you know, that stock that is a $6 stock that it has a partnership with NVIDIA and is going to be a 10-bagger. You've heard the guy talking about it. Well, I knew what it was about 4 months ago because Samantha told me of that partnership and what they did and how NVIDIA is dependent upon them for their next generation GPU, which will cut down on the use of electricity and the creation of heat and the need for copper and make the data centers 50% more efficient than what they are today. Yeah, Samantha told me about that about 3 months ago. Now, what I then do is I go into about 60 stocks that I track, and every quarter when they have their earnings report, I feed that earnings report to Samantha and any other new news that comes up and says, now update it for me. Then I share that with my tribe members on my website. It's called my tell sheet, because I honestly believe, and I picked this up from Deion Sanders, when he told me that when the offensive wide receiver comes up to the line, he will tell me what he's going to do. And then I thought, what's he talking about? And he said, I watch more films than anybody when I was a defensive back, anybody in the NFL. And I learned the habits of every wide receiver that I was against. And he tells me by how he places his feet, by where he lines up, by how he structures his body, he tells me what he's going to do. Well, I believe with all the knowledge in the world about Navitas or Iran, I can get their tell sheet to tell me what they're going to do in the future. And all I have to do is keep watching the films. And every quarter, go back. And every day, search out the news, that anything that has changed. And then I take that news to Samantha and say, update your report. Now, she has a memory of about 90 stocks that I've asked her to do a search on. And so she can go to that memory, add any additional information that I've acquired or that Bart has found, and we've got a 8 o'clock to Tuesday morning analysis of any stock that we want. And I will put it up against the best Wall Street analysts in the world. Now, why am I willing to do that? Because they are a community of one. That is right. A Goldman Sachs analyst is a community of one, as is a JP Morgan, as is any hedge fund analyst you want to name. He is a community of one. I have a community of thousands. They all give me their projections, which I feed to Samantha. I have all the authors and all the news that appears in Wall Street Journal and Fox Business and any publication you want to name. I have it all at my access through Samantha. So I'll put her up against anybody, and I'm willing to say that because today I am up year to date 30.8%, as opposed to the S&P 8. Well, that gives me a multiple of 3.5, through the NASDAQ at roughly 9, so that gives me another 3, and the Dow at 6, so that gives me a 5x outperformance there. And the Dow are the best companies in the United States. Oh, really? I think I can show you that's not true. So the other thing that's I think different here is that Samantha and Bart give me the ability not to tell you what the price is going to be in the next 6 months or the next year. No, what the price is going to be in 3 years. Now that takes me out of all the bullshit that goes on about interest rates and Trump and Powell and who's balming who. I don't really care because I'm looking for the stock that is going to give me at least a 100% ROI over the next 3 years. So I've taken all the noise out of the market, and I've only approached it like I was told by one of the best investors in the world, Kerry. You look at the growth of the stock. You analyze their annual report. You go through their balance sheet and their income statement and their cash flow statement, and you determine, are they a sound, strong company for the next 3 years? And if they are, you buy them. Now, that was a big challenge, Mr. Rogers, for me to go and gather the annual reports of 90 companies and review them. I can do it now every day. I can do it multiple times during a day, and then I can update it as I need. And Tiger Scout, there you've got the proof. There you've got the numbers. And I will argue I can't do it for 5 years because I did not hire Samantha and Bart until May the 2nd of 2025. And that gave me the edge. Now, what Samantha also told me, you got the edge, Kerry. Bart said, yes, Kerry, we've got the edge, but do not do what you're suggesting. And that was, up until a month ago, I was suggesting I want to make this information available to 1 million investors. And they said, if you do that, you will lose your edge. You will dilute your edge, and so limit it to 1,000. We've got about 820 people signed up. We're closing the bus doors, the bus portfolio. We're closing the doors on October the 1st. At that point, we'll start taking a wait list. And so if you want access to this, you better do it this week. And you come to the website, you go to the Platinum platform, you sign up for $60 a month, and if you can't make $60 a month by having Samantha and Bart working for you and giving you these kind of returns of between 72% and 122% in the first, 8 months? Yeah, 8 months of this year, then go back to your YouTube channel and be entertained. We're not here to entertain you. I'm not here to entertain you. I'm here to make you money. And if you pay attention and come to the Discord, I tell you on a daily basis. I put up short videos that tell you this is the $6 stock that NVIDIA is partnered with that is going to end up being a 10-bagger. Just put that on the Discord today. So if you sign up today, you'll be able to go in and see it. Okay, got some football to watch this afternoon, and you have a good Labor Day. And I'll put this up Tuesday, so I hope you had a good Labor Day, and I hope you find your way to the new way to invest.